Hola, folks. Welcome back to the Dipping Fries podcast. The fries were expired. The dip was spoiled, but we're back.
I'm not spoiled. That's fucked up.
You gotta let me finish. I said the fries were expired.
Okay.
So I took just as much a hit as you did.
Okay.
But the fries were expired.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
All right. What sauce are you, by the way?
That's a little bit ambiguous. Some of the lore says that I am more inclined to be a salsa type, whereas a lot of the lore also says I'm more inclined to be queso. Some people don't even think I'm a sauce at all. So it's really just
dips fries
just a big
in
old
salsa. Like, ew. Like, why would you do that?
I don't know, man.
Ooh, pass the salsa. I'd slap the piss out of you if you asked me that. No, Becky. You're done. You're not eating. Why don't you go to your room? No. Okay.
Oh, dude, I swear there was like an inside joke on the podcast a while ago where you were the ex of somebody named Becky. Was it Becky or was it Martha?
Meg.
It was Meg.
Megan,
That's what it was. Yeah, Megan.
Yeah, it was Megan. That wench. But it's fine. We're back. All right, we're back. It was a while. It's been a while. Over a year.
It has been a while. It's been over a year.
We've been dipping fries off camera. Not off camera. Off audio.
We did a little bit of we did a little bit of mining off camera. We did a little bit of dipping off camera.
Yeah. I got some new sauces. Got some new potatoes. All right. So we got some new fries to dip.
And we did lose a potato, and that was very tragic.
We did lose what potato did we lose?
I don't know, but we buried him, so somebody remembers.
Okay. R.I.P. potato. Enjoy Idaho, I guess. But yeah, we're back. We're back. We're so back. That should be the thumbnail, just an image of we are so fucking back.
We are so fucking back. I have no idea what it's going to be. I figure it would just be the logo, but who knows?
Maybe. We'll see. Maybe it could be the arts of us, but just like you change the colors to just like orange and blue or whatever. Maybe something like
I
that.
might do that. Maybe. Possibly. Who knows?
Yeah, but it's us again. I know it's been a while, but we've both been going through some things, doing some stuff. Life is indeed doing its thing, but we're back. We're finally back. And I know the three people that have been fiending for another episode. All right, can finally goon in unison. All right, we're back, folks. Okay. I can't wait until, like, I don't know, maybe someone discovers this podcast in, like, 300 years, and, like, there's now, like, a 3 million view YouTube video made it called The Most Obscure Podcast in the World, Dipping Fries.
Fries.
That'd be very funny. Just a lore documentary about the podcast.
Well, the problem is that would extend to a lore documentary about me and you and Trash Bit.
But that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. That's the whole thing. And then it goes from the Dipping Fries podcast to lore about Dip, lore about Fryguy, lore about Trashy, then the Cunt Club stuff. And then there's just like an entire. We'll be seen as like. Do you watch anime by any chance?
Not really. No.
Not really? Okay. Well, for those who know, there's this anime called Kuroko's Basketball. Alright? We would be like the uncrowned kings of YouTube. That would be us.
Kuroko's Basketball.
Kuroko's Basketball.
Kuroko. I thought you said Kurgle or something.
No, I don't think...
Kegel.
I don't think any anime could get that degenerate to where the name is just absolutely, positively, redundantly stupid.
Kurgle.
Kurgle. Like, no.
There's probably one fool out there with the name Kurgle. Maybe a last name Kurgle. I can see Kurgle being an unfortunate last name.
Yeah, it's probably in like Rent a Girlfriend or something. But yeah, man. It's been a while, so maybe we should catch the people up on what we've been up to the past. Has it
I've
been
been on a-
Has it been closer to 2 years or closer to 1 year?
I'm looking at the playlist right now. YouTube says it is 1 year. Let me actually go and look.
'Cause I know
at the
sometimes
video.
I'll be like, oh, 1 year, but even though it's like 364 days, 11:59 p.m.
It's not precise. March 30th, 2024 was our last podcast.
So it's closer to a year. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are so back. Hopefully my audio's better, because looking like the other ones, kind of whack. But we should be good here. We should be good here.
Audio has never been the dipping fries strong suit.
Yeah. We've just been focused on dipping the fries, dipping our opinions in the sauce basket that is the internet. But yeah. Do you wanna? Well, I guess we'll catch up with what we've both been doing. Do you want to go first, or?
I was gonna go a little bit off topic. I've been on a journey of spiritual redemption, because so on my channel, it's been kind of a running joke. There was on one of my first ever real Minecraft gameplay videos. I made this joke where I was going to Sharpie my asshole so I was shitting black for like an extended period of time.
Crazy statement, but yeah.
And that kind of evolved into just a general joke about me shoving Sharpies up my ass.
I was not here for this, by the way.
He was. He just
No, I
wasn't. He was. He just wasn't super engaged in it. And the amounts of Sharpies in question are like cosmically large, okay? It's gotten to the point where this is an inside joke about how I can possibly shove hundreds of thousands of these things in there, okay? It's been mystified.
Who buys that many Sharpies?
Well, here's the thing. Recently, I found out that the Sharpie asshole bit was not as authentic as I thought it was.
Really? Someone stole your swag?
No, there was a pre-existing subreddit entirely dedicated to people shoving Sharpies up their ass. It's a real thing. It's a real thing, and the top post on there, the worst part is that it's not even that bad. It's like, the top post on there maybe had like 15 or something, and they weren't even the authentic Sharpies. They were the Expo markers. They were like the knockoff brand, and that's messed up.
That's messed up. The subreddit existing isn't messed up. Who? No. Okay. So it's just
Listen,
like,
man.
in what world? I like sticking markers up my butt. Let's let me make a community. Let's go on Reddit and find other people who enjoy the same thing.
Just finding out that the Sharpie asshole thing wasn't a joke and was a pre-existing fetish is insane to me.
I don't even want to use another Sharpie.
I've got a shit ton of them. I'll still use them.
I have one because I work at Starbucks again.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
You have to draw on the cups.
Yep. I hate that. It's so annoying. Literally, okay. I'm literally gonna say this. The only thing, okay. All right. Everybody else on my team, usually writes different notes and says whatever. My 2 notes, and I've been getting away with this ever since we started writing on cups again. The only 2 notes I write is hello, smiley face, hi, smiley face. That is it. Nothing else. And nobody says anything.
Yeah, don't you have to write their name on the thing?
No.
Oh.
We haven't gone that far to where we have to write the drinks and stuff.
What the fuck is the point of writing the note if you don't actually write the name? I'm confused.
It's supposed to contribute. Well, it's supposed to contribute to the Starbucks experience, I guess, which is just like, brother, literally nobody cares. Like, I'm sorry, maybe the 10 people that like follow your Instagram, that like react to your posts and stuff, being like, oh my gosh, yeah, it's so great. They might actually care, but it's like, most people don't care about like writing on the cups, especially since the tag is on there anyways. Ooh, and man, even being at this Starbucks for almost a year now, I got plenty of other stories. So I don't know. I might make a Starbucks video part 2, but
That could be an entire other podcast of its own. Fry Guys hate relationship with
ooh,
Starbucks.
yeah, and just to juice it up a little more, on my old video, I talk about one customer that really didn't like me. They're at this one now, but it's the opposite. They really do like me now. But
like too
it's
much.
not really. It's a whole not like that. It's just like they went from like an incredibly rude customer, but now they're like incredibly kind.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like we don't directly acknowledge that we've like seen each other before. We kind of just act like strangers. I don't. It's weird. I don't know. I'll get into it more in depth then. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, I got plenty of more stories. Plenty of more stories.
Yeah. As far as YouTube goes, you've actually been doing pretty damn well, all things considered. I feel like last time we recorded a podcast, you were averaging a couple hundred views, and now you're in the 10K. Some of your videos are ranking 100Ks now, which is kind of wild.
I hit about, I think our last podcast, it was March, so I didn't hit 1,000 just yet. I was probably at like 700-800 subs. But now I'm about to hit 15K, so I still want to get back to that explosive period of like August to September where I was getting like I got like 5K subs within that month. I still want to hit that period, but just I'm trying to like step up the video quality, the ideas, and just like the editing and all that type of stuff, and that inevitably just takes more time. But there's just been a lot of things. We'll probably go over it later on in the podcast as well, but there's just been a lot. But yeah, I would say I'm not where I once was, or at least not where my peak is, but I'm getting back there. And yeah,
Is this the best you've ever done on YouTube?
As of right now, no, I would still say like August to September was like the best I ever did.
Okay.
I would say this would be like a very close second. In terms of like the amount of videos I have and like all the views that they have, probably sure you could say that, but in terms of just like how many subs I was getting, how many views I was getting, I would still say August, September of last year was just kind of just a lot better, but it's not so bad right now either. Like I'd say I got a pretty decent streak of decently performing videos, but yeah. I don't know.
Are you posting as much? I know you've kind of slowed down the frequency of how many videos you upload.
Yeah, that was the thing. I slowed down for quite a bit. Just I didn't really adjust to like the whole working and then like improving also on videos. I really didn't like. I didn't really adjust to that well, especially like after my initial blow up back in like August, because then right in September I started working again, so I had to like get used to like working and then also going home and then working on YouTube videos as well. So I didn't really adjust to that well, and then this year I still didn't adjust to it, but then there's some other things that happened. Probably won't get into this podcast, but we'll probably talk about it after. But going through all that, and then I would say now I'm trying to focus on posting more frequently. So I already got my next video idea that should be out. I was usually posting around every 2 weeks, but I feel like that's not enough, because I feel like the videos get decent views, but I feel like the frequency isn't enough to where it can kind of be as explosive as I want it to be. Because back then, last year, I was posting like every 4 days. So like
Now you're doing one every week, one every 2 weeks.
yeah. So now I'm trying to get it back down to like every 5 to 7 days. If I can get it back to that, I think that'll be nice. Because
Yeah.
60K views may not be a lot, isn't really a lot every 2 weeks, but 60K views every week, that's that's 120,000 views a month to 240, which is a lot more. So,
Yeah.
and that's just 60K views by itself. If a video hits like 100K, that can be 400K views a month. That, and then that, YouTube is a very exponential thing to where like a lot of it is like it's supposed to be a snowball thing. It's a momentum thing. So if you ever slow down, that's kind of where you screw up, and that's kind of where I screwed up because I kind of slowed down. But mistakes are only part of the process. But yeah, I've also learned a lot too. Just in terms of like, I would say I'm much better in terms of just like what I put in my videos. I try to cut out like a lot of fluff. I try to leave out a lot of that stuff out of there. I try not to take too long, like the intro and stuff, and like that's why a lot of the videos that I make are like 8 minutes, because it's like, sure, I could have like an hour 10 long recording session, but like I'll cut it down, then like cut down a lot of fluff, and then try to like make sure that like what I'm talking about just like makes sense and is relevant.
You ever think you go too far with that, where you cut out some? Has there ever been a video where you think you cut out too much, or you think that your editing of it obscured the message of the video, or something like that?
That's how I felt with the FNAF fan game videos that I made last year. Were like they were like 3-4 minutes long, and I thought it was just like, oh, if I had fast-paced editing, it'll be fine, it'll do well. And I think why I kind of stayed around that like 500 to 1,000 view, maybe 2,000 view range was just because it's like, sure, maybe I could be a little bit funny, but like those types of games, especially like FNAF fan games that have like a story and stuff behind it, people want to know like what's going on rather than just like 4 minutes of some random dude playing it. So I feel like by cutting out a lot of like that story based stuff, you really kind of I kind of like really just ruined like the whole point of even playing that game, or those games. In terms of videos right now, not really. And I think it's just because of the way I go about it. Like I'll write down like a ton of like all the information I've gathered, and then through that I'll just kind of cut it. If I really feel like it needs to be in there, I'll keep it in there. If I'm just like, if people didn't know about this, it probably wouldn't matter, so I'll kind of leave that out. But
The reason
I don't.
I ask,
Yeah.
go on.
Oh no, you're good.
The reason I ask is because I was watching this video about video essays by this guy named David Atchu, and I really like understood what he was saying, where there was this specific process when it came to making a commentary video, where it came to making a YouTube video, where you write it. And you write it and you think it's good and you're thinking about it, and you're not representing the thing representing the thing in the positive light is not exactly something you're super concerned about. And then when you record it, you're a little bit skeptical, but you ultimately don't really care. And then when you get to the editing phase, you re-listen to yourself saying it, and it sounds like, I hate this thing sucks, and you're like, okay, we're gonna cut that up a little bit.
Funnily enough, I literally felt like that with my most recent video, because I am trying to like do things differently. Like I watch like a lot of like my video essay style videos, and I really just don't like them because I don't know, they're just not. It feels like there's like no personality in there. Just like I don't really want to be an information machine. Because like sure, you could probably get decent views, and sure a lot of those videos have different like decent views, but it's just like it doesn't feel like when I watch those back, it doesn't feel like a video I made. It just feels like a video with my voice in it. So I'm trying to like do things where I'm just like kind of not really writing a script. I'm kind of just going at it. Nothing written down, just kind of saying whatever. And that's when when I was talking about that anti-car subreddit, there were a lot of moments where I was like being like heavily critical about the subreddit itself. But like looking, like when I was like making the jump cuts, I was just kind of like, that's a little too far, or that's a little extreme, and I don't really want people to
Yeah.
like get the wrong idea. I'm not trying to like do the exact same thing they're doing, so then I don't want them to like twist the point on me on its head and be like, oh, well, you're doing this, or oh, you're doing this, oh, car people are all this. Like, I'm trying to like eliminate any sort of like argument, like any sort of like ammunition the opposing
Yeah.
side could give. So I was like, I cut it to where I could be like as objective as possible.
Yeah, you wanted to prioritize sincerity.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't want people to miss the point, like, which was the whole reason I made the video, was to be like, you know, the subreddit's fine if they hate cars, but you know, it's gotten really extreme to where like, you know, there's like violence and stuff happening, and people are like supporting that, and it's just like, well, you can't support violence just because you hate cars when like one of your arguments is, oh, cars kill people all the time. It's like, well, that's just violence as well, but on the other side. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I kind of feel that way about one of my video projects, which isn't really going to be able to pan out, and we can get into that later after this. But it was like the entire purpose of a video I want to make is like criticizing like specific shows and specific movies and stuff. And I really genuinely do like the shows, and I do think that some of them are good. And then but I just don't think they're good enough. You know, like I don't think they're bad by any means, and I don't want to be able to. I don't want to be the kind of guy who's just overly critical and says, you know, I hate this thing sucks, and if you like it, you're a goober.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that, but I also want to explain why what I don't think works. You know, why I don't think it works.
Yeah.
And I whenever I encounter that, I always kind of just want to go back to the drawing board and reinvent whatever the hell I said.
Yeah.
And so I end up wanting to re-record some stuff. I end up wanting to rewrite some stuff. And I think that's honestly the reason that a lot of my video essay type videos or review type videos have never really gotten off of the ground. Not the only reason, but it's one of the reasons, is because I just keep coming back and being like, okay, this is wrong now.
Yeah.
This is wrong, or I don't like how I said this, or this is just a defunct topic altogether. And so I end up giving up, and I end up being like, you know, I think I would rather not press into this as hard as I am.
Yeah. And especially like on the internet and stuff, there's like so many opinions, and like so many people like feel strongly about these opinions, and then again, like that's also why like a lot of like these, because I know there's also probably moments where you want to make like a snide remark, or you want to make like a little jab or a cheap shot, but then it's like, you know, of course there are people who get offended on the internet, and it's like you're not doing it to like not be offensive. You're like wanting to remove it because then you feel like people will like focus on that instead of like what you're actually trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. It is a weird process, and it's like in some cases you kind of do feel like you really just want to like hammer in on this thing. But yeah, it really is like a similar, like that same process that guy was talking about, to where it's just like once you kind of like see yourself saying all these things, you're kind of just like, oh well, that's a little
That's a little rude. That's a little bit.
Yeah, getting a little too lost in the sauce there.
Yeah.
That may not be what I was trying to say.
You dipped that fry just a little bit too much.
Exactly, you got too much dip on your fry.
Jesus Christ.
I hate when I get too much ketchup on a french fry. It happened yesterday. I was eating some french fries. I got too much ketchup on one. I just had this blood stick. I was just like, ooh, this is going to be 75% ketchup, and I'm not going to like it.
I don't eat ketchup enough for that to happen to me.
Wow. I
had a
weird phase where I kind of didn't like ketchup either, but then I kind of got back into it. The thing is, for me,
ketchup.
I get it. It's kind of tangy. Well, not even kind of. It's pretty tangy. The thing about the thing about it for me is that, like, when it comes to French fries, there are just some French fries that just taste good, like, and don't really need French fries. But there's also a lot of fries that are just like super super dry, like those ones at like the grocery store. I don't know what they are. They're like those steak fries or those crinkle cut fries in like the red bag. I don't remember what brand it is. But those are like, there's like, they're like super dry, and it's just like you need ketchup for those suckers. But you go to McDonald's or Dairy Queen and you can kind of do without them.
Yeah.
But
marinara sauce French fries.
Marinara sauce bread? No. No. We do not. We don't do salsa in our fries.
Salsa. Oh.
There's one guy out there who's like, I put salsa in my fries all the time and it tastes wonderful. I don't know what you guys are talking about. It's like, okay, Sneed.
Where did you get Sneed from, bro?
It sounds like somebody who would say something like that.
Sneed. Sneed, the salsa liker.
Dude.
I don't really like salsa either.
Yeah, it depends. I don't know. It's the same thing with tortilla chips. Some tortilla chips just taste good by themselves.
Oh my god. I swear I have had some of the driest fucking tortilla chips.
That is... How do you even achieve that?
See, it's never the store-bought ones either. It's always the restaurant.
The restaurant,
ones,
yeah, the restaurant ones suck.
They're
either like...
Yeah, where they've just been there for a little bit too long.
I wouldn't be surprised if they were like at a different table across the restaurant and they just brought them over to our table. It was like, they didn't finish them. Let's just dump them in with the new ones and send them over. Or they have like this huge pit of like chips, and then they just dig out of them every now and then. Or they probably just have some bags that they kept in that they bought from the store that have been like, they have like months of a stockpile, and then they just like open the bag and put them in there and then serve it to us.
When you die and you don't, when you sin, God doesn't send you to hell. He sends you to the Senor Tequila tortilla chip pit.
Yeah, it's like
you just get cast into this massive bowl of tortilla chips and salt.
Dude, imagine like, I've had this imagine like purgatory is just like this bland world full of just like utter dullness, and like the restaurant the only restaurant in purgatory is like this Mexican restaurant that has like these dry, super like maybe stale tortilla chips. And then, like, the waiter or the waitress just walks up to you in a very bland voice. Like, welcome to whatever this restaurant name is in Purgatory. Can I get you started with some appetizers? Yeah, can I get the tortilla chips? Sure, man. And then they're like, I don't know, probably freaking gray because they're so stale and dull. And then you eat them and then you just, feel depressed. But it's like you can't kill yourself because you're in Purgatory. You're already dead. So now you're just you have to eat the chip and then carry the misery with you.
You know what I want? This makes me want to go back in time and make Dante add Del Taco to his list of layers of hell in Dante's Inferno.
Del Taco was awesome.
I actually don't. I've never had Del Taco. I was just thinking about restaurants.
You cannot slander Del Taco like that. Del Taco is my goat. Okay.
I'm on the East Coast. I don't think I've ever seen a Del Taco before.
Oh, well, it's either gonna be the best place ever, or it's gonna have 50,000 flies in it. So I mean, it's kind of hit or miss.
Yeah, there's just a sentient flesh mass somewhere in the roof.
Probably. No, but Del Taco is pretty good. So is Taco Bell. I choose. Ooh,
I don't like Taco Bell.
Really?
No,
I feel like I've heard it's hit or miss with some people.
Yeah, it really is. I don't mind it, but it's never been my favorite.
Yeah, I don't like their crunchy tacos because there's always a lot of grease on the bottom. I'm just bro.
Yeah. I'll tell you a restaurant I really don't like is Chipotle. I really don't like Chipotle.
They're okay. I don't know. The food isn't I don't like the burritos because they like put 30 pounds of rice in it and give you like one steak cube.
I think that might have been
that'll
my
be
problem.
$20.
I had burritos, and every single time the burritos, it really feels like they just put so much stuff in it and not
Yeah.
like actually any in not any discernible order or anything like that. It just
Yeah, they'll just load it up with just rice and then like, oh, extra $2 for queso. Oh, you want cheese? Here's some extra charge for that. And they'll give you like barely give you any steak. I'm just like, bro, just you might as well just give me a rice burrito at that point. Like, why even put the other stuff on there? It's barely on there. They want to make this
yeah.
burrito look all big and thick, and knowing it's like 80% rice. I'm like, get out of here. So I just get
At
the.
that point, I would just go eat actual rice.
I'll just go to the store and just like make my own stuff.
Why have rice in a burrito?
That's an
'Cause I
interesting
feel
question.
like
I don't know.
I genuinely, I understand the purpose of it, but I honestly genuinely feel like I could just eat it separately.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. Well, I probably won because they
I
also
would
use
eat
it
it
in their
separately.
other dishes.
Whenever I go to a Mexican restaurant, I eat it separately. I never ask for rice in the burrito. Just
Yeah, that makes sense. I honestly think it's just because like it's it's an easy ingredient that they can use in their other dishes as well. So they also do it with the burrito. But again, I probably have another schizo theory. I wouldn't be shocked if it's like, yeah, we put rice in the burrito because we can charge extra for double meat and not put a lot in there.
yeah.
Which is just crazy that like they'll charge you for extra meat when they don't put a lot of meat on there in the first place. And it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. That actually reminds me. I want to circle back to your air conditioner theory. Before we before we started this call, my AC is broken, and so it's incredibly hot, and I'm sweating right now, but I can bear it, right? Um, Fry Guy has a conspiracy theory that he thinks AC companies are designing their ACs poorly so that they give out within a certain amount of months, so that people have to buy new ACs in the summer.
hmm And the thing is, I kind of genuinely don't feel like I'm wrong because I have tracked it for like a good few years. I'm just like, this AC decides to go out conveniently, like the end of May, at the beginning of June. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what AC company or unit is from. Probably probably from like home warranty or whatever. But like I don't know. It just feels weird how conveniently at the start of summer, that's when the AC wants to go out, and it's done this constantly. When it's like autumn and when it's or fall, winter, it's completely fine. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. Heck, even like early spring, nothing wrong with it.
For
Completely
for
fine.
for me, the our AC is broken, but we've had our AC for years. Our AC had been in good standing for a really long time, and even when my dad did replace it, that was like a conscious choice. That wasn't something we had to do because of it broke. But now
hmm
it's broken, and now it's like completely broken. Like it was running on its last legs, and it just kind of fucking died on us.
Dang.
And so, in order to replace it, we would have to get an entire new unit, like a whole new thing.
Yeah.
That's $12,000, and we don't have
That is
$12,000.
insane. That is insane.
Um,
12K is that is wild.
but what makes me think about Fry Guy's conspiracy is because, in order to combat the AC problem, we decided to get window units. Now these window units have made our electricity bill go pretty high, but we got these little air conditioners that we stick we stick in the window, and then you put foam in the sides, and then you close the window. And you can
hmm
just run it on 70 for the rest of its existence, and it won't. It'll only die after a couple years, right?
Yeah.
And so it's a genuinely like a good thing, and I love that thing. It really is good. Well, conveniently, like not even a week after we bought the things and I had installed them, we got an email from Amazon saying that the company that owns them had recalled all of the window units, and that was it apparently like went on the news or whatever. But the reason they got recalled was because they like promote mold growth or something. Um, So people who had them for years had super duper moldy ACs. I'm really hoping that
That could
that
probably be
like
lethal, wouldn't it?
I think
Sometimes.
so. I'm really hoping that uh, I don't. The problem is, in order to check if there's actual mold, I have to take the entire fucking thing out of the window. Um, I just really don't want to do that. And then,
Yeah, especially
and
since it's like super hot and
yeah, it's hot as shit. And in order to actually get like a new one, because they do offer new ones, they are basically saying like, hey, if you got this in the recall period, you cut the power cord and show us an image of you having cut the power cord, and we'll refund you. Um, but uh, Jesus Christ, are you dumb? There's a fly in front of my monitor right now that's genuinely stupid. Anyways, um, but they said like, hey, if you cut the power cord, we will send you a free replacement. But I don't want to fucking cut the power cord. It's
yeah,
90 degrees
exactly.
out here, bro.
Exactly. Trying to FNAF 6 you, bro.
Ugh, that's just so ass.
Yeah, that's garbage. Uh,
Like, why can't I just show you my receipt? Is that not enough?
exactly. Why can't I just show you the order confirmation? Like, or email you or something. Amazon, okay. Amazon just sucks, and I try to avoid buying things from there as much as I can. It's a little more expensive, I know, to get like name brand stuff, but honestly, I genuinely do it not ignorantly. I research a lot of the things I purchase, but like I just much prefer the peace of mind of just having something that just works, even if it's a little more money. Like Amazon sucks because it's just a glorified eBay, honestly. And a
It,
lot of
it
times you
is.
can't even actually get real pictures like you could on
I've
eBay.
I, I've never used eBay. Is eBay? Do you have to make bets on eBay? 'Cause
No,
that was that
no.
was
You
that
could.
was the whole thing. I was that you had to. It was like an auction based site.
Oh no, there are bids on there, but there are just things that people just list on there and buy. I think pretty much most of my phone collection I bought off of eBay, maybe except for like two phones that I got off of Amazon. And now knowing
Dang.
that, now knowing what they go for on eBay, I definitely overcharged for, or overpaid for one of them. But yeah, honestly, like eBay's also one of those things where it's like it's better if you kind of like know what you're getting. So like
Mm.
if you're looking for like if you're looking for like a new tire, you should probably know a bit about tires because if you just buy a random tire, it could probably be a scam, right?
You buy a
But
monster truck tire thinking it's gonna go on your SUV.
exactly, and you get it,
You
and it's
can't
like a
even fit.
freaking
Yeah, you can't even fit it in your garage. It's just that big.
exactly like it's there are definitely tons of, and I've seen this with like phones too. There are like tons of like blatant like just outright phone scams that like if you didn't know anything about phones, you probably wouldn't see it. But if you had like a pretty decent knowledge about phones, you could see like, wow, this is a crazy scam. Like it's so like blatantly obvious. Uh, so there are a lot of scams on eBay that you kind of have to look out for. So if you are going to use eBay, it's probably best to like know what you're getting or know about the stuff that you're looking for
Me,
to avoid those scams.
I use Amazon all the time. We use Amazon all the time because it's just feasible. It's just really feasible
Yeah.
for us.
No, yeah, I get that. Like when it comes to like chargers and stuff, it's like yeah, Amazon. I don't want to buy a used charger from some rando in like
Hmm.
India off of eBay. But
And headphones and just kind of random shit that you kind of just randomly need. You realize,
yeah, yeah.
like,
Like
oh, my
I'm
headphones broke, or oh, this happened. It's
yeah,
really easy to order just random replacement stuff on Amazon that wouldn't go in a grocery order.
yeah. I think most of my PC setup is actually from it. Yeah, I think all of it. The monitor was from Amazon. The keyboard was from Amazon. I know that because I accidentally bought another one. The mouse pad, the mic, the mouse, the headphones. I think all of this I got from Amazon. The
I
only thing I
I
didn't
think
get from Amazon was the PC itself.
I think that's for me. That's actually mostly untrue. I know my mouse is from Amazon. I don't remember where my keyboard came from, but all of my monitors are hand-me-downs. All of my monitor people are just in the habit of having screens and televisions that they don't need anymore, and I'll just be like, I'll take them.
Yeah,
I'll
give
take
them to
them.
me.
And so now I have 3 monitors. Only 2 of them are connected to my PC. The other one is for the PlayStation because my computer can only have 2. But yeah,
Nice, nice. Yeah. Yeah, I would say Amazon is pretty good for that
yeah.
stuff. I'm
Amazon
honestly
is just
waiting.
good for random shit that you may need.
Yeah, I'm honestly waiting for my other this other ear of my headphones to go out. Because I was like, I could probably buy one and kind of just have it until this one goes out. But I'm like, nah, I'm gonna be El Cheapo and just wait until it goes out. Which is
Yeah.
probably stupid, but I will use this thing till I will use these headphones till they die. All right.
Now,
Proof
I
that you
can't
don't.
I can't stand having one headphone ear working and the other one can't. It literally it pisses me off. I can't do it.
It is annoying in a lot of cases. It is kind of just annoying. I'm just kind of like, man, I could probably hear this song I'm gonna put in my video a lot better if I had like another wave
Well,
of sound
the
coming.
thing is, if something is going in, say your left channel is good, but your right channel is bad. If your right channel is bad, you would never know if audio is coming through the right channel. There could be gay porn happening in the right channel, and you would literally never know. Because
Just is it really an issue at that point?
no, it's not. But
Imagine you just get
hypothetically,
you just get some earphones, you just plug it in, and you just hear you hear like the Yes King audio, and you're just like, where did that come from? And then like your secret, I don't know, resumes tab, you have I don't know, some stuff. But no,
yeah.
that would be kind of crazy. No, I'm scared.
No. I go to the extent of basically breaking my headphones every time that happens because I literally I'm that intolerant to it. And I try so hard to like twist around the headphone cord to avoid that happening.
Oh no! If I have to do the twisty thingy, then that's why I'm just like, alright, I'm just gonna get some new ones. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
I'm not gonna struggle that hard. All right, but
Dude, I've had some headphones that have been ordered that like came having one channel fucked up.
that's crazy. I would be heated.
I
Ain't no
was
way.
heated. I was literally so pissed. No, and then eventually, right now I'm using these big ass studio headphones. That's probably why I'm sweating so much, is because they're very muffy and big. But I just got so tired of having to play headphone jockey that I just decided to throw these studio ones in and be done with it. You know?
Yeah. I really want to upgrade a lot of my PC stuff once I kind of, because I'm trying not to like get into that mentality of like, oh, you're a YouTuber, you have to have all of these things, and it's like, that's not really important when it comes to YouTube. It's more so, well, the content itself. But like, I know like once I'm trying to like just like upscale as least as possible. Like I really don't want to get anything new, but these headphones are like 3 years old. But
Yeah. And the good thing about my new headphones is that they have they have 2 jacks. So I can plug 2 different headphone cords into it and listen to 2 different devices. And that's
nice.
really cool.
Yeah,
And I can't
pretty
believe that
swag.
not more headphones have done that. That really can't be. I can't imagine that's a resource that's so hard to implement.
I wouldn't be shocked if it was like, if it's kind of like what happened to the headphone jack, to where like it used to exist, but then like companies could make more money if they didn't have it and sold you something else, or sold the ones with 2 jacks at a premium price.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. That would be interesting. A lot of people like wireless earphones too, and I'm just like,
I hate wireless shit.
I don't want wireless headphones. Like I have Galaxy Buds, but like that's
I have wireless headphones because my phone doesn't have a headphone jack because they don't do those anymore.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
and I don't mind them, but I don't like having to go to my settings and connect the Bluetooth thing in order for that to happen.
Really? They don't auto pair?
They are allegedly auto pair. They've never done it, but I mean, like, they're on there.
Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I don't know. I like wire. I remember when I had wired earphones when I was working at the previous Starbucks. I remember when I was washing dishes. It would get pretty annoying. The cord just like wobbling around everywhere. That would get pretty annoying. The thing with wireless earphones is that they're just not like comfortable for a long period of time. I don't know.
No.
I know people try to be like, oh, just change the muff or change like I forget what they call them, the little
my
thingies. I'm just like, it doesn't work, bro.
my mom is like an audiobook fiend. She listens to all kinds of fucking books on there, be it masterpieces or genuinely the weirdest middle-aged slop you'll ever listen to. She's an
Now
audiobook
you're
fiend. She'll listen to all of it, but
now you're listening to Where the Chocolate Finds Its Watermelon by Stephen Baker.
it's the but she had, in order to do that while she's working and stuff, because she has a boring ass job, she has these wireless earbuds that aren't really actually earbuds. They hook around your ears and then they go over.
I'm sorry. I'm just like, what I said sounded racist as shit. I'm sorry. I just realized that. I was just like, wait. That is not what I meant. I just meant to be randomly weird.
I mean, you are black. You can make the excuse.
That was not my intentions, though. I was just trying to mix one random thing and another.
No, but yeah. Anyway, she has these wireless earbuds that hook over her ears and sort of hang in front of them, so that you don't have to stick them in there. And that actually is good. Those are.
I always felt like those just looked weird because they have like a wire behind that you have to like.
They don't. They're wireless. There's nothing there. They have a little case that you can put them into charge, but other than that, they're just completely.
Oh, cool.
They just go around your ear. Your ear will hide whatever it is. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. But all in all, like, headphones are just going to be the better listening option, anyways.
Yeah.
Even like a lot of my coworkers, like they just have headphones. That's what they use. I've been thinking about getting some. I don't know. It really depends. It's another one of those. Just like I want like a reliable set of headphones. I don't mind paying a little more, but like, I just want something that works. But that also has like really good sound quality. So
Yeah.
but then again, like I have like a lot of hair, so it's just like I also need headphones that have like an adjustable thing.
Adjustable height.
Yeah, because I feel like my hair gets in the way a lot of the times, and I remember I had some like JBL headphones. I think I still have them. I just haven't used them in years. That like I would have to like put around. I'd have to like put them around my neck because like they just wouldn't fit around my hair. It was just kind of annoying.
I generally don't get, like, my thing is whenever I have headphones on and I'm not like wearing a hat or whatever, I get a bunch of head dent. That shit is, my hair is really dented whenever I wear headphones, and it's especially prevalent after like a haircut. But yeah,
haircuts are really one of those things where it's just like probably the day after you get it, it'll just look horrible.
Yeah,
like they'll make it look really clean, like once you get the haircut, but like the day after, it's like, oh, okay, well now my shit is fucked up.
Yeah, no, I go to like a World War II barber. they go in there. It takes 10 minutes, and it's 10 minutes for $10. They cut your hair in the standard military way, and that's it.
I bet they were like whipped if they took any longer to cut your hair. Hey, maggot, you're taking too long.
But and so they go and they give you like the closest thing they can to the most amount of hair you can have and still be qualifiable military wise. That's actually not true. They let it be longer, but it's not. It's like it's a utilitarian haircut is what it is.
Yeah.
And Me and my mom were looking at the reviews on this place, and people were mad. And the place has really bad reviews because it's like, people going in there and asking for like fades and side like just things and shit like that. And
Yeah.
those motherfuckers in there are old. They don't know what that means, and so they just give them regular standard haircuts.
A fade, bitch. What?
The only thing that's fading away is my memory of 1937.
You want to fade? I can just imagine they just don't know what that is. A fade, like my friend, the life that faded away from my friend after the bomb hit the bathroom.
The only thing that's fading is my wife's corpse.
Well, I'll give you a fade, sonny boy. Squares up.
That's crazy.
So funny. Hey, $10 for 10 minutes that's pretty baller.
We've been doing this for 50 minutes now, so I'm gonna go ahead and try and circle us back to the YouTube discussion.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah. So I've mostly just been doing writing stuff, and I've been trying to like get my life stuff. I've been really focusing on the life stuff a lot more recently because life kind of turned around, and I am doing YouTube a lot less. And I kind of voiced my feelings about it in my year 4 video. But I honestly think that the hard pill that I just kind of haven't been swallowing is that I just can't do YouTube anymore, Yeah. My computer is so bad, gang. It's really bad. I wanted to do this video where I did it was like a review video. I talked about this a little bit. And the entire point of this is just like I ripped clips from the show using OBS and I'm putting it into the editing software. And the section I'm trying to edit is not even 5 minutes long. It's like 3 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yet the editing software is so laggy, it can't even finish the thing. It can't even finish putting the footage together because it's just that bad. And I feel like if it's that bad to the point where I can't even edit 3-minute clips without lagging, then it might be time to hang up my cop hat,
Yeah, I guess you.
This is kind of the reason I wanted to start the podcast back up, is because this is kind of going to be the only interaction I have with YouTube that isn't through this or through somebody else's video,
Yeah.
Trashbit's still doing it. She's still editing in her way, and I'm in basically all of her videos. That's really going to be the only chance I have to do it until I get a new computer or until I kind of just get out of this situation that I'm in.
Yeah. I think I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's a really weird thing, and I feel like I don't know. Life kind of just hits a different way sometimes. And it's also weird, just like with the whole, just like changing things in general, because it really does feel weird to like do something for a long time, and then like, I don't know, you get this feeling that like you shouldn't stop because you have been doing it, but it does get to a point to where like, even just trying to do it just really isn't feasible.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people, even with YouTube, if you look up like any sort of like YouTube guide or YouTube motivation, like they'll say in like a broad sense, never give up, keep going, keep trying. But it gets to a point to where it's just like your desire to do something, and then your will to do whatever it takes to do something. It gets to a point to where it's just like you're looking at this situation and you're just like, wow. Nothing is getting done. Even if I were to get a video out, like, would this even be like a feasible thing?
Mm-hmm. And it's that, and I don't actually think I care enough about YouTube to like get super adamant on fixing the situation. Like, I'm not disinterested in it. I still want to make my review video. I still want to make videos, but I kind of have bigger priorities now, and I kind of
Yeah.
just have. I've never wanted to do YouTube as a job. I've talked about that extensively. It's always just
Hmm.
been kind of the thing I wanted to do as a hobby, as a little thing, as a little goop
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, just shooting stuff.
And and so I'm okay with letting that go. Um, but I
Yeah.
can't talk about that in any of my videos because it's always depressing as shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah, it's honestly weird too because like for a lot of people they see this as like, oh, this is like such a cool job. This is like the dream job. How could you use something up like this? And it's just like well, um, YouTube is for I don't know. A lot of people see YouTube in a different way, and not everybody wants to be the next Mr. Beast or the next PewDiePie, right? Some people just kind of like want to make whatever they want to make. Like I don't know, like creativity and like the film industry or whatever doesn't have to like always resort to YouTube, and
Mhm.
um, sometimes just kind of knowing when to you know like when people say like give up or whatever, like it's not necessarily like, oh, let me toss my hopes and dreams in the basket. It's just like, no, let me it's kind of just like finding what works for you,
Mhm.
and like kind of like finding what fits you in like in terms of like life and stuff. And YouTube was uh never really like that end goal. It was kind of just hey, let's just have fun doing all these things and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
And
But
I honestly feel like it's okay to give up on something if you think that that thing isn't really actually a passion of yours, and it's just kind of this sort of like disconnected hobby that you do because you think it's low key fun. Um,
yeah,
and
it's yeah. Go ahead.
I think that also kind of ties into like how I voiced this in my year four video especially is how like funny moments shit. Funny moments has
Hmm.
always kind of been the genre that I'm in, and I always tried to make it unique for me in some way because I don't know. I That's why I did the stupid ass ARG, and that's why I had the little funk edits at the beginning of all my
Hmm.
old videos, is because I just wanted something to make it mine. I wanted something to be proud of. I wasn't always super concerned about just having a funny video, although that was a big part of it. And a lot of the funny
Yeah.
moments YouTubers, and recently McNasty, who was one of the Rainbow Six people, posted one that was very similar to this. That really just kind of made me think about it further. Was how you know after a while sometimes you're just not happy with that. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
so it lost its meaning for me a little bit. It's not that I don't want to do it; it isn't as powerful. Um,
Yeah. And like again, it's all about like just finding what fits you and stuff like that happens too. Like sometimes you'll get into something and you'll love it, and then it's like, oh well, I really don't like this thing as much, or I kind of got what I wanted to get out of it, and um, I don't know. I guess it is like I guess it's just because like with YouTube, it's like it's just it's like one of these like weird cheat codes to like I guess success. I guess in a way, if you put it that way. Like if you say if you do all the right things, if you make all the right moves, you can kind of set yourself up to where like your channel is basically like some infinite money generator. But, like a really big thing too that I've kind of realized as well is just that like is that why you do YouTube? Is that why you make videos? Is it the money? I mean, there are like sure, like with enough time, you can get to a point where you're making relatively pretty a good income. But it's just like thinking about it long term and not just like, oh, where do I want to be after 30 years on the dot? But it's just like, what am I going to do on a weekly basis? What am I going to do on a daily basis? What am I going to do on a monthly basis? How is all this going to pan out? And just kind of like seeing, looking into that and just going, okay, well, what is your reasoning or why are you doing this thing? And a lot of people feel like they don't want to let go, or not just YouTube, just other things as well. A lot of people don't feel like they want to let go because it's like, oh, well, this, or oh, I've been doing this for so long, or oh, whatever it may be. But it's just like, at the end of the day, kind of just letting yourself go and just kind of like allowing yourself to actually try to find what else, or what other thing will give you that same enjoyment, will be better than just kind of like hanging on. And I feel like you see this a lot with like a lot of YouTubers, a lot of older YouTubers too, who just like, you kind of see they're still trying to pull the same shtick that they were doing back then, or like they're still trying to like hang on a little bit. Not to like name names or whatever, but like Jelly, I would say, is like one of those YouTubers who I feel like is just like, he's trying to hang on, but he's not really doing it. And it's just like, I don't know, I think it'd do better if he either just kind of reevaluated his whole thing or whatever. But you kind of run into, again, this isn't just YouTube, this is just anything in general. You'll just run into this thing where you may not actually want to do this, or you may not actually want to continue to do it, or you kind of got whatever you wanted out of it. And the thing to do is to not like hang on to it as much as you can.
Yeah, you could just end things,
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Not if you have like 3 kids and you're like working at like Denny's, don't just quit that, right? But
yeah.
If you're like in college or whatever, and you're like, oh, I want to be an engineer, and you're kind of like, you're in engineering school, and you're like, wow, I really don't want to be an engineer. The thing to do is not continue engineering school, which is, I know it's funny because it's like, in America, college costs money, a lot of money at that, but it's just like, I think if you actually invest your time into something that you genuinely enjoy, your return on investment is going to be a lot better than, what your initial loss would be.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with stopping something you once did. And there might be some people who kind of wish that you stayed around, or that you kept doing what you do, but that's just them being selfish and wanting seeing you in this certain image, seeing you in this certain way, and wanting you to stay there for whatever their reason might be. I would assume that's kind of what you got with Raccoon mixtapes. A lot of people were just like, oh, why'd you stop? And it's like, well, you're probably not going to get it either way, so there's no point in even telling you.
Yeah.
But
anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I do. There is one video that I still do genuinely want to make. It's the kind of thing where I honestly wouldn't, but I've gone so deep into the process of editing this video that quitting just kind of isn't an option in my brain. And that is the second Minecraft video for Concraft. And when I post that, I'm done. That will probably be the last video on any of my channels for a couple of years. And that sucks. And I wish that wasn't true, but there's not really much else I can do. And I'm okay enough with that to be able to say, hey, I'm kind of just going back to only appearing in other people's videos and only appearing in the podcast, and kind of that being it, That, and I haven't really been interacting with the broader internet that much anymore. Like, I used to be super adamant on, like, going on Twitter and networking on Twitter. That's how I met a lot of my friends before Dippy147. And I'm in a bunch of Discord servers, and I always go into, like, VCs and stuff like that. And I haven't been doing that since last year. I think that the last time I actually did that was last year. And the only reason I've been doing it recently was specifically because I'm trying to find people to work on a different project, and that project isn't even like a thing I'm heading anymore. It's I was never heading it in the first place. It's somebody else's thing. I'm just there as the writer, and I'm dragging fryguy into it, whether he likes it or not.
Yeehaw.
But no, it's just the only real way I've been interacting with YouTube and the community is a Cunt Club Discord server, and even then that server isn't super duper active. So yeah, I think I kind of just discovered that the internet matters less to me than I thought it did. This does not matter to me, but
Yeah, I don't know. I've been out of the whole drama loop. I've honestly mainly been out of the whole drama loop ever since Turkey Tom stopped posting on Tom Dark back in like February, because he was kind of only he was like the only person I really watched for drama. But
Yeah.
ever since he stopped, I kind of just stopped caring because I didn't really care to watch anybody else. And then through that, I kind of just stopped
Yeah.
watching.
For me, it's like I actually used to like watch like drama content a lot, not because I was actively watching it, but just because I was listening while I did other menial shit. Now I'm at the point where I've fallen down a bunch of weird YouTube rabbit holes. Like I'm in this weird atheist YouTube rabbit hole right now. And I'm just watching a
That's
lot
interesting.
of debates on Christianity. And that's just what I've been listening to while I do said menial tasks, because I realized that, the drama doesn't fucking mean anything to me,
Yeah, it's like you learn it and you're just like, oh, okay, well,
Well, that
I gotta
happened.
continue
Who
living
knows?
my life.
Who knows?
Exactly.
Oh well. Where's that other stuff? Like I sometimes I have to pause it because I want to listen to what they're saying, because it is genuinely interesting to me, but also because
Yeah.
like, I have to actively do whatever I'm doing. So
There are also times where I just like don't care so much, where I'll just like click off of the video, just like mid. Well, it's like mid play, because I'm just like, wow, I actually don't care, and this is incredibly boring.
yeah.
Um,
That
and
I
now
do that. I
I'm
used to do that a lot with drama content. I swear, when it comes to moist critical and pyro cynical, you watch like the first half of the video, and you've basically gotten everything you need to know. You don't need the rest of it.
yeah, pretty much, pretty much. I don't know. I watch. I don't really watch Cynical like that. I watch Moist Critical. I watch a lot of his other funny videos though, where he kind of like reviews like food or like makes fun of like whatever
Yeah,
something.
moist critical does a lot of other stuff that is genuinely good. I
Yeah,
feel like the talking head videos are kind of just like just a part of his routine at this point.
yeah. It's just like, oh well, here's this thing to talk about, or he'll talk about some random like woman who like I don't know rubbed her
Threw
butt
an
hole
alligator
with a
into the
piece of bread.
yeah.
Yeah, something like that, and then boom, that's like your daily slop or whatever. Or then he'll do something else like a movie review or whatever, and
Maybe
those can be pretty
our
entertaining.
daily slop was also his daily slop.
Whoa! It's like this random inception, drama inception.
But yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. Drama is just. It's just I don't know. After a certain point, you're just like you're just like wow, all this negative stuff just sucks. I want to watch something that like entertaining, and you just like. So now I'm in this like. For those who don't know, I think I've told you that
yeah,
beforehand, where it's just like when I watch the way like my content consumption works is that like I'll just watch one thing, and then I'll get it, which is usually like a series, and then I'll just like get hooked on that series, or like I'll start watching one creator, and then just get hooked on watching all of their videos. So right now I'm like watching Caleb Hammer's financial audit, and I've just been watching that a bunch of those videos now.
yeah. For me,
So I don't know.
it's a little bit different. I don't ever get hooked on like watching all of somebody's specific videos unless like all of their videos are genuinely super duper good. And I think the one exception to that is Vsauce. But I've been subscribed to Vsauce for years. So that might not even apply either.
Yeah.
So who knows? But I've been watching a lot of movies recently, and I've been writing a lot. I've always low key really liked movies. I will die a happy man if I can make more than one short film. I will die an incredibly happy man if I can get one theatrical release. And so I've been screenwriting a lot recently, and that's been kind of what I've been doing instead of YouTube as far as hobbies are concerned.
Yeah. It's like you went the well, not necessarily, but kind of went the Matt Pat route.
The Matt Pat route.
Yeah. Now you're like behind the scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
You're doing your own thing.
I goodbye internet. What did he say in his last video?
Yeah, that's what he said. Goodbye, internet. It's already been a year.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a whole year since he left, which is crazy.
It doesn't feel like a year since he's left. It feels
It really doesn't feel like a
that
year.
event, and specifically that event, feels like it happened a couple of months ago.
Yeah, like it doesn't feel like he's been gone that long. It's just like wow. It's like I think it's just because 2024 like went by really fast.
Yeah.
And it was very eventful too. I would say that was probably one of the biggest years in drama ever, or just like things happening on YouTube, in it for a while.
I'm looking at the Dipping Fries podcast playlist right now, like on my other monitor. I just had it open in case I needed to look something up, but I was looking at the lengths of our podcasts, and the longest one we've ever done was episode 2. Which is really funny, because the entire time we're just talking about the video game skill issue. It's just
True. Yeah. Did we talk about Ultra Kill on that one?
we had an entire separate podcast for Ultra Kill, and we
Yeah, wow.
we talk about Ultra Kill a lot on the podcast. Honestly, just
Yeah.
like in and out of it. We mentioned.
I've been
complete.
complete. I have not caught anything about Ultra Kill ever since I stopped playing it.
Honestly, I really hate to say it, but same here. I do genuinely love the game. I don't know if my PC can run it anymore, though. Because he did a graphics update, and he also has been making new layers that genuinely look really good, but I haven't been able to get anything with it. So
Yeah.
I've been equally as disengaged. I still have all the lore and shit internalized. And whenever I do get back into playing it, the muscle memory will probably come back. But until then, I haven't been. Now recently,
Yeah. And we're,
go on.
what was it? Okay, I was just gonna say it was more so. In all honesty, it was really more so just a content thing for me. Once I kind of just stopped. Once I wanted to stop making Ultra Kill videos because I didn't want to be the Ultra Kill guy, I kind of just fell out of the game, and I was just like, eh.
Yeah. But recently I've been doing a lot of video game 100%ing. Like I've been getting a lot of PlayStation Platinums. I've been playing Skyrim recently. Skyrim fucking sucks. You should play it. You should play it. It sucks. Genuinely, I mean that. It is one of the most iconic video games ever, and I believe it is essential playing for anybody who is interested in video games. It fucking sucks.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay.
It is so bad. You will love it. Okay.
Is it like a fun bad, like that Winnie the Pooh horror movie?
And not really. There's a lot of stuff that I unironically enjoy about Skyrim. But it is a very formulaic game. It has a bunch of Bethesda design problems. And the combat is genuinely like Neanderthal level stupid. It literally is just mashing a button. But there is, I don't know, everything you know about video games, like all the NPC terminology and goofy clipping, like, glitches, and all of that comes from Skyrim.
Yeah.
I think that is firmly a not good game that deserves its popularity.
Nice.
So you should
like
play
that.
Skyrim. Everybody should play Skyrim.
That banana game on Steam.
No.
Where you trade different banana skins. You can earn like a 3-cent profit.
No.
The ice banana.
The ice banana.
Yeah, that game sounds awesome.
That was such a weird phenomenon.
That was such a weird phenomenon. It was like it was trying to be CS:GO without
the CS.
The counter. Yeah, without the CS. It was just like, okay, guess we're just trading bananas now. Whoa, I just sold my freaking green apple banana for 3 cents. Woo!
Pineapple
It's like,
banana.
alright, bro. Man, video games have just sucked in general lately.
They have. Mind's Eye had a really bad release. Me, CTAP.
Yeah.
We all sat in the VC. Me, CTAP, and Squid and Cunt Club. We watched the Summer Games Fest 2020, It got so bad where we started thinking of a drinking game of being like, take a shot every single time. There's a game that you literally don't give a single fuck about.
Dude, oh my gosh, yeah. Even like the big titles are just like whatever now. Did Black Ops 6 release last year or this year?
I think it released last year. I don't know.
If it's last year, that is crazy. That would be crazy.
Release date.
How much a Black Ops series?
October 25th, 2024. So
That
little
is
bit less than last year.
insane. Literally, I've heard nobody talk about that game whatsoever. Like, I think BO4 got way more popularity than that. When it comes to like Black Ops games, or at least people still talking about it a little while later. It's crazy how that's a year old already.
Yeah.
Quite literally nobody cares about Black Ops 6.
Yeah. No, I heard there was like one really really good segment because it followed the geography of Washington to a T. But I don't know. I as much as I understand that they are military propaganda, and as much as I understand that people only play them for the military aspects, I really do like the Call of Duty games.
Yeah, I'm very much like I don't know, it depends, but I know for like FPS I really do like just like the fast paced, aggressive shooting type of stuff. So like COD does that really well, I would say.
I do like the stories. A lot of them are just kind of dumbass action movies, but every once in a while they'll hit the ball pretty close.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2019 was one of those games. I feel like that game is the closest Call of Duty will ever get to acknowledging that it's propaganda.
Yeah. Imagine you like go to the GameStop to pick up the new Modern Warfare, and there's just like a military guy with like his booth standing over there. Hey, you get a free copy if you sign up.
He has a Call of Duty themed booth. You get a free U.S. Marine pamphlet complete with the game.
We'll station you to freaking Iran if you play. We'll give you a free copy. Yeah, we'll give you a free copy of one of the COD games if you want to get stationed to Iran.
If you sign up for the draft, you get a free copy of Call of Duty.
Literally. Sign up for the front lines of the infantry. You want to
know what? I honestly believe that they would genuinely do that. That isn't actually that implausible.
The thing is, I feel like they would know they would get maimed on the internet, bro. They would get destroyed. All like the TikTok kids will be like, bro, what the hell? They give it free Call of Duty if you sign up. Ain't no way. Like, no. They would get laughed at so hard if they did that, bro.
Yeah.
And then the poor soldiers who have to like stand there and just be like, yeah, yep. Yeah, I made sure to avoid that booth in high school. I'm like, they would be there like I think once a month, and I'm just like, nope, I'm gonna go. They even tried to pull like a little silly thing where they had like a little pizza thing. They had some pizza that they were giving out, and it's like, oh, if you sign up, you get a slice of pizza. I'm like, I don't want to die.
Were they just giving out pizza, or like what was the deal? What was that?
You had to sign up, and then you get pizza.
Oh, you had to sign up for free pizza. Okay.
Yep. I was like, oh, okay, that's how it is. All right.
You might die, or you might be stuck washing the barracks for the next 20 years. But you get a free pizza, so
exactly. We're in peacetime right now, but a radioactive nuke might hit your bathroom at like 1 a.m. But hey, free pizza slice! Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely crazy.
I think that I do not want the last video game that I will ever play to be Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Thank you, soldier.
Yeah, imagine getting your ass handed to you in the game, and then you see like this big bright spot in the air getting like bigger and bigger. You just like look at your screen in like depression. You're just like, wow. I'm really about to get bodied after playing Black Ops 7.
I feel like if you inversed the hype around the game, I feel like that's kind of what's going on with GTA 6. There are so many
Yeah.
people who are conspiratizing that we're not gonna make it to GTA 6.
Yeah, that's
I can guarantee
weird.
you though, whether the game is good or bad, when it releases, that will be a historical event, dog.
It will be a historical event. Like it simply will be. It'll probably be like the Area 51 thing. Like
I do have a problem.
even though they didn't storm Area 51, it was still just a huge meme.
Yeah, I do have a problem though.
What?
So, GTA 6 is scheduled to release on March 26th of 2026. That pisses me off because that makes the release date 5/26/26. I think it would be really funny if by the time their third trailer drops, they delay the game's release by literally 1 month so that it can release on 6/26/26 like
Yeah,
God
that would be
intended.
funny. They probably get death threats, but hey, it might be worth it.
Yeah. I don't know why they chose March of all things to be the release date. Because
Yeah.
you knew it was going to get delayed in some way. That was
Exactly.
inevitable.
You might as well
but-
just
but
go through and be like, yeah, we'll do
March?
6/6/26.
Yeah, I don't know. March is a really weird release date for that.
Yeah. People are saying it's projected to possibly be $100. And it's just like, yeah, I really don't want them to do that because if it is, then everybody else is gonna make their games $100, and it's just like $100 for a video game will just be insane at that point. I thought like $60 was already a lot, but it was just kind of like whatever, and then it got to like 70, and then now like project like wait is Mario Kart World $100 or am I tripping?
Mario Kart World. I have no idea how much Mario Kart World is. I don't play Mario Kart, but I do know that on release, Red Dead Redemption 2 was $60 on PlayStation 4. I bought it for like 80, so
Huh.
I don't know, but
Was that the first game to be like $60?
I don't know, definitely not, absolutely not. But I think that might have been the first Rockstar game to be $60.
Mario Kart World is $80. Yeah, that's insane. That is crazy. The Switch 2 itself is like $400. And I feel like this is kind of why gaming is like kind of failing too, because it's like, oh, you're getting a bunch of bad games, but they're also like really expensive. So now you're just kind of like, okay, well, why don't I just play the games I already have because I know they're good. And sure,
Yeah.
I'm replaying the same thing, but at least I know it's like a good experience.
Yeah,
I don't know, it's weird. Or you can just
I
wait
feel
for
like
it.
I
Go ahead.
feel like I'm the only person who buys video game discs anymore. Like unless it's on Steam, unless I'm getting it on my computer, I don't buy games from the PlayStation Store. I don't. I like getting the discs.
Yeah, the only disc. The last time I actually bought disc games were like when I first bought my Xbox. So I got Forza Horizon 5. Funnily enough, I have Rainbow Six Siege, but I didn't even know I had to have Xbox Live to be able to play it. So I have Rainbow Six Siege on the disc, and I have Rainbow Six Siege on my PC. I have Need for Speed Heat. I have Doom Eternal, which I haven't even opened yet, which I probably should open and play. But there's that. I
have Doom Eternal for PlayStation 4, but I haven't beaten it because I can't play that fucking game on controller.
The thing is,
It's a good game, but controller is not the way to do that.
Yeah, I get you. I was honestly watching Markiplier's playthrough back when I first did get it. I just didn't finish his playthrough, but I want to finish his playthrough because that was my mentality back then. Before I had like consoles and stuff, was just like I'm like, well, I don't really need a console because I can just watch YouTubers play it for free. And honestly, I still kind of have that same feeling about a lot of games. Not it's like some of them I'll actually buy. Like I have Subnautica because I could do things differently in Subnautica that YouTubers wouldn't. I have a lot of other games on top of that, but like I do feel like for some games that I don't care enough to buy, but I also do like care to see some YouTubers play. I think it's just a much better thing to do than just like watch like your favorite YouTuber play or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's entertaining. Plus, you know, you kind of you weirdly enough like get that I wouldn't say you necessarily get the game for free, but you can pretty much see everything in the game for free, which is pretty nice.
We are coming up on 1 hour and 24 minutes.
Wow,
That's a lot of time.
that's a lot of time. 1 whole hour and almost 30 minutes. I'll be yapping.
Minutes. That is not actually the second longest podcast. If we talk for more than 10 minutes after this, then it will be. But anyway,
baller, absolutely baller. But yeah, I guess that's just what we've been up to. Dip is finishing his last video. I'm getting my channel back on track to where I once was, and yeah. I guess when we have Trash Bit on here again, she'll give you an update if she wants.
Oh yeah, we want to have more guests too. CTAP really wants to go on. I don't think you've met Sherlock yet. You actually, that's not true. You definitely have in a Craft BC, but y'all probably haven't talked a lot. I want to get Sherlock on. I know Sherlock has seen at least one episode of the Dipping Fries podcast, and I think that's good enough.
Yeah. It'll be cool to get more guests on here and stuff, and kind of just vibe or whatever.
Just fuck around, yeah.
Make the Dipping Fries with some other sides, I guess. We should have like a chart of just like what food or sauce. What sauce do you want to be, or what type of fry do you want to be?
We should steal the fucking chuckle sandwich.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, they're dead. It doesn't matter.
A piece of the sandwich.
Exactly.
How would we do that?
We would just set up a bunch of different sauces and a bunch of different fries, and they can choose which fry or sauce they want to be.
Or better yet, what they can do is they can figure out whether or not to end the podcast, because we always have to end it fighting. That's always been the gimmick of the podcast, is we always fight and then it cuts off at the end. Is maybe we should have them be either on Team Dip or Team Fry, and then whoever it isn't will be offended, and then we'll start fighting, and then the fucking podcast will cut off.
Exactly. That would be awesome. That'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
I think obviously everybody would want to be a Fry. Cause I mean, like,
that's so wrong.
What do you mean? I would argue there may not be as many sauces or fries as there are sauces, but I think on an objective level, fries are more versatile than sauces.
Literally, what are you talking about? There are more sauces than there are fries. There are millions and jillions of fries all over the place. Okay?
Can you use sauce to measure your balls?
Yes, actually.
No,
you can use Chick-fil-A sauce packets to measure your balls.
Why would you use a packet if you could use a fry?
There are images of kittens, and they have measured their length in sauce packages, like 3 souse long or 2 souse long.
Okay, but then you can do
4 souses long.
Okay, but you could do 1 fry long or 2 fry long, or maybe the whole. That
is such bullshit.
What do you mean? You're wasting sauce. You're wasting sauce, because why are you going to use a whole sauce thing, waste the sauce just to measure your freaking cat?
Open it. You don't have to open it. You can keep it in the package. Whereas French fries, and just generally all fries, have a very inconsistent length metric, because potatoes aren't perfect spheres, and even if they were, it wouldn't matter, because you can't cut it like that. Okay.
Why would a perfect sphere?
You can have a 2-inch fry and a 3-inch fry.
Who eats 2-inch fries? Nobody. That makes no sense. Why would a potato be a perfect sphere? That would be the goofiest potato I've ever seen.
If you get a 2-inch fry, if you get a 2-inch fry in your thing of French fries and you decide to eat it, like what do you mean? Who eats 2-inch fries? If you get a 2-inch fry in your normal box of fries, are you not gonna eat it? No, you are. You're going to eat it. You're going
I'm not
to eat
gonna-
it because it was in the box.
No, that's stupid. I would be
What do you
ashamed.
mean that's
No,
stupid?
not even ashamed. I would be
What do you
utterly
mean
disappointed.
ashamed?
I would be utterly disappointed in who made my fries. Who is going to give me a small 2-inch fry? Oh yeah, give him the 2-inch fries. No. No, that's horrendous. Don't ever do that to me. I will-
You would, if you eat the crumbs of something that you really like, you would eat a 2-inch fry.
I don't eat the crumbs of something that I really like because what I get, the thing that I really like, I get a plentiful amount. Just like you should get a plentiful amount of fries.
Fry. You would eat a 2-inch fry in a field of 5-inch fries.
No, because if I had to
You
dip my
are
fry in
lying
a
to
sauce,
yourself if
I
you
don't want the entire fry to get drenched in sauce and then where it's just sauce stick instead of fry in
Well,
sauce.
maybe you don't have to dip that one in sauce. It's 2 inches. It's not like you're gonna get a metric shit ton of it.
It's not like it's gonna fill me up either.
Listen, man.
Whoa, man,
okay?
I'm so hungry. Let me eat this 2-inch fry. Scrumptious.
Everybody is
Get outta
gonna want
here.
to be. Everybody is gonna want to be on Team Dip because it is the most objectively logical choice. Okay,
If you
dips
choose
are
team...
way more versatile and way more varied, and I am a minority.
Dips
I'm not.
has nothing to do with the argument. But dips are unhealthy. They are not good for you, and all
That's
they care about
actually
is
not
taste.
true.
No, it
What
is.
if you
It
get,
is true.
You can
It is
get,
true.
You can get
It
a
is true.
vegan dip, okay?
Ooh, vegan dip. Kill yourself. Nobody would order that. Can I get a vegan dip with this? If I was a waiter, if someone asked for vegan dip, I'm punching them right in the face. Like that's what you're getting. You're getting my fist. You're getting a side serving of my knuckles. You'll be getting a knuckle sandwich.
Vegan dip.
Do you guys have any vegan dip? Ask that
How are
question.
Dips. How are
Chick-fil-A,
dips
woman.
unhealthy for you? Okay, how are dips unhealthy?
Because they're made with tons of herbs and spices and chemicals.
The herbs, spices, and okay, maybe not chemicals, but herbs and spices are healthy for you.
Not all of them. Not all
herbs
of
and spices are vegan.
Not
Herbs and
all-
spices are vegan.
Herbs and spices are vegan. What?
Yes,
You cannot back that up. I don't-
but I'm stating it anyway.
Me when I spread misinformation.
You're right. I can't back that up, but
See,
I'm throwing
guys,
it out there anyway.
if you can join Team Dip if you want to like be on the side of misinformation, but I'm on the side of
Okay,
fact
and
the
you can
factual
join
thing.
Team Fryguy if you want to be on the side of 2-inch fry.
I literally am against that. What are you talking? You're spreading misinformation again.
You're against yourself.
No, I'm against low quality.
You're against
low quality.
You're against yourself and your 2-inch fry. Your low quality 2-inch fry.
Yes, I'm against low quality fries because fries should be high quality. Fries should be long.
You know
Fries
what?
should
And
be-
dips are always high quality.
No, they're not. That is a
Yes,
blatant lie. That is a
Yes,
blatant lie.
Yes, they are.
No,
yes, they are.
not.
And
No,
if
they
you
are
think
not.
otherwise, you
High quality dip.
We've been dragging
No.
this on for a really long time.
I thought you were just gonna abruptly cut it off at one point.